Hey there guys, what is going on? My name is Dark, and this video is about the top 5 letdowns of the year. Keep in mind that these games are games that I've played, and I'm trying to keep it to mainstream games where a lot of the gaming populace has played or talked or heard about these games. I'm trying to keep the more obscure ones, independent games out of this list. I'm gonna be hitting the hard, I'm gonna be hitting hard the hard. I'm gonna be hitting the publishers hard, and for their disappointing titles. And let's get to. By the way, this is in my own opinion and in no way reflects anyone else's. It's just my opinion from the games that I've played and my experience. Number 5, Duke Nukem Forever. Developed by 3D Realms, and this game was awful. The reason I put it at the top of the list, number 5, because it's not the worst game, but it is definitely not great at all. I mean, the game, there was a lot of issues with the game, you know, back and forth between developers. It got canceled, then it got picked up again, and a whole bunch of stuff, and you guys can look into that. But overall, the game is pretty much, you start shooting bad guys, you continue shooting bad guys, you get to the end, and it's over. With a little bit, you know, the Duke Nukem, you know, balls of steel and shit, eat shit and die comments, but you know, and then there's ridiculous quests like go collect dildos during the game. I was amused but not entertained, and they should have at least put a little bit more effort into a game that took so long to be developed and released. So number 5 for game letdowns or worst games of the year, if you want to call it that, Duke Nukem Forever. Moving on to number 4, and number 4 is going to be, a lot of people might disagree with me, but this is, like I said, my own personal opinion. And number 4 game letdowns of the year is The Witcher 2. Don't get me wrong, amazing graphics, storyline is good, but it just doesn't keep you interested. The characters are easily forgettable. You play the game and you don't feel like you want to continue playing it. You have to, at least what I found, I had to force myself, because I paid for the game, I had to force myself to continually play the game. And the game itself wasn't providing that initiative to me, at least. So The Witcher 2 was one of the biggest disappointments. I was really looking forward to it, and it for me at least, it didn't deliver. So The Witcher 2, number 4 on game letdown of the year. Moving on to number 3, and that is Homefront. Horrible game. The reason I put it at number 3 is because it's their first release in, I believe THQ does other shooters, but it was sort of to compete with Modern Warfare and all those other games. But this game is completely linear, no choice. You gotta follow the story completely to a T. There is absolutely no variation from it. Very disappointing game, and that's why it's number 3. I don't really got much to say about it. I didn't like that game that much, and to be honest, like, if it's between Homefront, Battlefield 3, and Modern Warfare 3, Battlefield and Modern Warfare wins. It's just that simple. Moving on to number 2, and that is Dragon Age 2, developed by BioWare, and big disappointment with this one. Although I played the game and all the way through and I enjoyed it, it lacked innovation, it lacked creativity. The whole game essentially is spent inside a city, going back and forth, talking to this guy, talking to that guy. Yes, it's an RPG, but there isn't that combat element, there isn't that epicness element from the first Dragon Age. It just isn't there, and it was an extreme disappointment. You know, I mean, I played it, I enjoyed it, but it was an extreme disappointment. That's why I'm not necessarily calling the list the worst games of the year, but these are the top 5 letdowns of the year, because I was so anticipating Dragon Age 2, really looking forward to it, and I really got disappointed. I enjoyed it, but disappointed in the end. So number 2 for game letdowns of the year is Dragon Age 2. And moving on to number 1. And this one is sort of a niche game. It's, you know, testing the waters. And I personally, I was really looking forward to see what this game was made of, and it disappointed, which is Eleanor by Rockstar Games. Rockstar, as you know, they make the Grand Theft Auto games, and they make pretty good games. Eleanor, graphically, dialogue, voice acting, very well done, but it had poor execution. Very, 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 very poor execution. I mean, you're supposed to predict and look around. There's limited options to look around. You know, you have to find these certain clues. Like, there's no variation from it. There's only one real way to do it. And after a while, you catch on to how the system works. It doesn't throw any curveballs at you, so you solve everything pretty easily. There's not much there, and the game starts to become repetitive, and it's extremely long. It is. If you buy the game, it comes with 3 discs, I believe, for Xbox and PS3. It comes with 3 discs or 4 discs or something like that. I can't remember. I traded it in, but Eleanor, very big disappointment. I was hoping that this game and this type of genre would go on. It's an interesting genre. You know, it's about investigating, solving clues, and there hasn't been a game yet that I have played personally that has executed that perfectly. That whole investigating crime, all that stuff, like going around searching for clues, interrogating people and stuff like that. You know, minimizing the violence and actually the thinking part. And Eleanor tried to do it, and at the beginning of the game and maybe a quarter of the way through, you know, you start, but then it just rolls on and on and on and on and on and on. Big letdown. I was hoping that this game would provide something nice. So it was nice, it was original, but it wasn't good enough, and it was disappointing to say the least. So Eleanor from Rockstar Games is the #1 letdown, at least for me, this year, 2011. Before I go, I want to dishonorable mentions instead of honorable mentions. Dishonorable mentions: Gears of War 3 and Space Marines. Nothing much to see different. They're both shooters. They're both essentially the same style of shooter, as much as you don't want to agree. They are the same style of shooters. Gears of War 3, nothing new. Space Marines, nothing we've seen. It's not like we haven't seen that before. We've seen that plenty of times. Nothing innovative, nothing creative, but those are dishonorable mentions on this list. Thanks for watching. My top 5 games of the year are coming soon. I'm gonna put together a special video with a Christmassy, New Year's Eve theme together. I'm gonna put that out pretty soon, hopefully before Christmas, if not right after Christmas, before New Year's. And yeah, that's essentially it. That was the top 5 letdowns of the year. Don't forget to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe if it's your first time watching, and share this game around. And let me know in the comment section below if you agree with me or not. It's entirely up to you. I'd like to know what you think. So if you got any questions, comments, anything you want to see on this channel for in the future, email me at dark.bids@hotmail.com or private message me on YouTube. And I will see you guys next time. Later.